What's cracking, you guys? My name is Gypsy, and I wanted to talk today about the Sims 4 for Rent expansion that's coming in December. I don't normally do speculations on the game because I could care less, but this particular one I feel like I needed to talk about because I think it's very interesting and it's just piquing my fancy. So a couple of questions that I have about it that I just wanted to speculate on and kind of hear other people's opinions on what they think about the whole thing. First of all, my biggest interest in it is the cultural representation that is supposed to be coming in that game pack. As we all know, it's supposed to be taking place in a world called Domarang. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but something along those lines, I'm guessing. The world is influenced by Southeast Asian cultures, specifically Thailand. That really excites me because I'm like obsessed with Thai people. Not specifically Thailand, the country, but the people. Thai people are so interesting to me. I think their language sounds so pretty. I like to listen to Thai actors talking on like TV shows to fall asleep to the voices. The Thai language is just one of those, it's like ASMR to my ears, right? I don't know too much about Thai culture specifically. I know a little bit. I don't come from a Southeast Asian background. My Asians are the East Asians, but we're so prim and proper, and like being half American, for me, sometimes I feel like I fit in better culturally with the Southeast Asians a lot more than I do with my own Asian people. I know that sounds so insane, but that's just how I feel. Almost all of my BFFs are Filipino women. I just get along with them really, really well. They just get me, right? East Asian people, we're very like proper, like I said. It's kind of inappropriate sometimes when you like are too loud, you're laughing too much in public, you know, you kind of have to mind your manners all the time. And I feel like with my Filipino friends, I don't really do that. They don't do that. They're very open, laid back, relaxed, wild. Like they're just so different than the way Koreans and Japanese and Chinese people kind of just carry themselves, I guess. There's nothing wrong with either way that you carry yourself. It's just like I said, my personality just meshes a lot better with the Southeast Asians because they're just so much more laid back. They just get me, right? They don't take it the wrong way when I'm just wilding out. I just have a lot of fun with them, and I love the idea of reflecting that level of like the openness of the cultures of the Southeast Asians. That excites me a lot. So that's another reason why this pack really appeals to me, because I feel like you'd be able to kind of reflect that with the gameplay, assuming that these cultural aspects are part of the gameplay. I don't know. I just always think about like how your Sims are socializing with each other and the storyline of things. I just think that that makes a lot of sense. As far as the actual pack is concerned, though, I noticed that they showed that you can have up to 6 units on one lot, which sounds amazing, but at the same time concerns me. I could have sworn I saw somewhere that it said that you could only have up to 2 households per lot in these multi-units. So if I can only have 2 households, how does the 6 units work? Like, what am I able to control as the player? Am I able to have 6 literal households on one lot? How? Like, you know what I mean? Because if you have 6 units, obviously you're going to be occupying them with tenants. Or are the tenants like NPCs? Are they like roommates in the dorms, how university works? I've never actually played in the university world and like explored the university gameplay, so it just makes me wonder, how does that whole thing work? So here's the deal. It says that you can build up to 6 units on the same lot, and each unit can have up to 8 household members just as usual. So if that's true, that means we're gonna have over 40 Sims. If you feel, because you know somebody's gonna be out there like, well, how many Sims can I really have on my lot before it breaks? And they're going to try it, right? I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, so how do you switch between the households? Because obviously you're gonna want to do that at some point, switch between households for rotational players. How much control over them do you have? Like, how much can you see while you're controlling one household? Are all the other units gonna be grayed out? And how do I feel about that? I don't know if I want them to be grayed out. I know they're not active, but I see this as something that like generational players are gonna really, really make use of on those huge 64 lots. And they're just gonna build townhomes and apartment buildings and little villages on these lots, make whole neighborhoods over there just for this one 10 generation family to occupy on the same lot. I totally can see somebody doing stuff like that and like wanting to have some level of control over the other households on that lot simultaneously, even if you can only control 8 at a time actively. I'm trying to think, like, what if you want to see what the other family members are doing in the other parts of the lot? This is a concern. I'm wondering how that whole mechanic is going to work, because they must have a system in place that's going to, you're not going to be able to like pick and choose whether you want to be able to see the other households or not, right? They're either all going to be grayed out except for your active household that you're controlling, or you will be able to see what the other households are doing, but you can't control them unless you switch over to that household. You know, I can't think that there would be some in-between method of doing this. My preference is that I want to be able to see what everyone else is doing, even if I can't actively control them. I want to see it coming, if you know what I'm saying. If someone does something and like something catches on fire, I can't necessarily control that household, but maybe I could give the active household that I'm using the opportunity to go over there and try to help them diffuse the fire. What if you do want to switch households between Unit A and Unit B, right? Maybe Unit A is like a love interest for Unit B's character, and they're neighbors and they meet each other and they fall in love, and you're trying to play out the story. If I want to switch from Unit A's household to Unit B's household, do I now have to go through a loading screen just to get to this other part of the lot, just like I have to do in San Myshuno? Because that's whack. I hate that. That's one of the reasons why I almost never visit any of the Sims that live inside my own building, because I don't want to go through a loading screen just to get next door. Ugh, it would make it so not fun to play with these lots that are all supposed to make everything closer because they're right on the same lot, right? So in order for this to make sense, you would have to have a system in place where you can just quickly switch between households, and you can just control those up to 8 Sims at a time every time you click and switch. I'm just saying, when it comes to gameplay, I would feel like I would want to be able to control my household's worth of Sims easily when I switch to the other household on the lot, or else it kind of defeats the purpose of me building multiple units on the same lot. I wish that they would explain this soon. I want answers before the game is released, because these questions that I have is what's going to prevent me from actually buying the game when it first comes out. I need to have these questions answered so I can mentally prepare how I'm going to build and how I'm going to interact with my characters once I have it, you know? So I still have to watch a few more takes on this conversation. I think English Simmer has an update that I haven't seen yet, and perhaps Fantasia. I'm going to go and check out the latest news over on their channels to see if any of these questions I'm asking might have been answered already, but at the time when I'm recording this, I don't know. So these are like the major things that come to mind when I'm thinking about this pack and stuff that I want to be able to do with it. People are saying if you can do this with rental properties, you should be able to do this with commercial and community lot properties. So I hear some people saying, yeah, bring us, you know, commercials for rent. And I'm like, bro, hold on a second. I don't want to rent commercial properties to do anything with them. What I want to do is have the ability to build multiple units on my commercial properties and be able to zone them for multiple lot types. So I need the venue to be partially a school, but also partially a cafe, so that when I build a cafe on the same lot as my school building, as like the after school hangout spot, I can make sure that it's functional and it's working, and that workers are going to spawn there, and you'll be able to purchase food there just like you would any other spot that's zoned as a cafe. You feel me? You know, if I want my spa to also be an art center, then I want it to function as both types of units. I'm not saying we necessarily need up to 6 types of units on the same commercial lot, like venue types. It's about time. I mean, technology, y'all. Let's keep with the times, man. 10 years ago when this game first came out, that might have been a feat. But right now, come on. Anything in Sims 3 you can do should just be a baseline in Sims 4. Why do you keep making newer installments of something and making it worse than the last one? Like, we don't downgrade, we upgrade, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this expansion pack is a precursor to them opening up the community lots and letting us have at least 2 different venue types that can function on the same lot should be the minimum. And if we can get up to like 3 or 4, oh man, we could build malls, We could build office buildings. You know, the freelance careers and different careers where you don't have a rabbit hole you're disappearing into that you kind of create for yourself, like a daycare center, for example. I want to be able to have a lot that kind of functions like a real life plaza where there's like lots of different types of businesses and retail functionality there, and my Sims can travel there and say, you know, I have a Sim that's supposed to be like a lawyer or something. They can have an office where they work out of, and I can just send them to this venue. They can work there and it'll function like a regular retail lot. When the other buildings around it, I can zone it for different types of businesses. So when my Sim is on their lunch break, I can take them downstairs to, you know, the little sandwich shop and they can buy some food. I can take them across the street to the gym and they can work out and then go back to work. I would love to be able to do something like that. So I hope that this is foreshadowing that we might be able to get something like that. Also, let me just put it out there because I do believe in the law of attraction, and I hope others will voice it too so we can manifest this. I would love to see modders figure out a way so that we can mod the community lots to be able to use whatever the coding is that lets you put multiple, you know, buildings and zones onto the rental lots. Maybe a modder is smart enough to figure out how to do that for the commercial properties as well and turn those into functional multi-lots. That would be so dope. Oh man, I know that's asking a lot, but I believe in the modders, okay? Those guys are geniuses. I don't know how they do what they do, but they be doing it, and I'm here for it. That's my overall take on the Sims 4 for Rent expansion pack that is coming soon in December. If you know the answers to these questions because you're already playing it by the time you watch this video, drop it in the comment section because I sure would like to know, and I'm sure other people would like to know the answers to some of these questions as well. What do you guys think? What are some of the things you're wondering about being able to do? Leave that in the comment section because I want to hear some other people's theories and takes and concerns about this pack that have been playing longer than me or are new players like me. All right, talk to you guys in the next one. I'm Gypsy. Have a dolly day.